What is going on, guys? It is your boy Tropical Habs back here today for our brand new YouTube video. So today we're here before the Habs versus Kraken game tonight. We're here to talk about some rumors regarding the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to talk about some rumors talking about Sean Monahan, some rumors talking about Josh Anderson. So yeah, we're going to look into trade rumors. This is a trade rumor update video. I haven't made one in a while talking about Josh Anderson and Sean Monahan. I mean, those are the two most likely players to get traded in the next couple of weeks because they are the two players with the Montreal Canadiens that have value right now at the moment. So yeah, we're going to look at things that's been talked about a lot on Twitter today because of the Ray and Drags Hockey Podcast. For those who don't know what that podcast is, this is the Ray Ferraro and Darren Dreger podcast where they talk about trade rumors and all of that. And they came out with a brand new episode today, and they said a lot of interesting things about the Canadiens and Josh Anderson in particular. So yeah, let's try and get 50 likes on this video. That would be amazing as well. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and turn on post notifications. So yeah, Montreal Canadiens are in a rebuild. Everybody knows that. They're really likely to be trading players from now to the trade deadline. There's some names that have been going around: Brendan Gallagher, Mike Hoffman, Christian Dvorak, all of those guys, Evgeny Dadonov. But those players don't really have any values. Jonathan Drouin as well, they don't have any values. Like, they are really unlikely to get traded because of that. And they haven't been performing well so far. They haven't been performing well, and that's why I know every time I talk about trading Josh Anderson, every time I talk about trading Sean Monahan, people are like, no, we need to keep those guys. We need to keep those guys. And I'm just like, they're wondering, like, why should we keep them? Like, we can get value out of them. I think it's the perfect opportunity to trade them now since they have value. Gallagher don't have any value. Hoffman doesn't have any value. Drouin doesn't have any value. So that makes those players untradeable. Like, yes, they could probably be able to trade them, but by keeping 50% of their cap space and only gaining maybe future considerations or a 5th round pick. So there's no point in trading players that doesn't get value back. Like, you're just giving away players. And Cat have said it multiple times, that's not what he wants to do. He doesn't want to give out players for nothing. So that means that he is likely to be trading player that has value. And right now with the Canadiens, the 3 players that are most likely to be getting traded that have value are Joel Edmondson, Josh Anderson, and Sean Monahan. And there's been a lot of things said about Josh Anderson. We've talked about the Flames. We talked about all those teams. But today, Darren Dreger and Ray Ferraro talked about the New Jersey Devils. And I was just like, all right, this is interesting. Because the New Jersey Devils right now are second in the National Hockey League. They've been one of the best teams in the NHL so far this year. And yeah, why not trade for a guy like Josh Anderson? Because like we know almost for a fact that they're going to make the playoffs. But they don't have a lot of experience in the playoffs. They're a really young team. They have Palat that has experience. And they need to add up a guy that can bring intensity and that can bring the experience into the playoffs. And I think that Josh Anderson, as a power forward that went to the Stanley Cup final only 2 years ago, is a good fit for that. And Josh Anderson's a guy with a lot of speed and a guy that has size. And they talked about it, and apparently the New Jersey Devils have asked the Montreal Canadiens about the availability and what it would take to acquire Josh Anderson. And yeah, I think that it could be a pretty good fit. And there's a lot, but I mean a lot of young guys, a lot of young players, a lot of young prospects. And I think that the Devils could be a team that could be ready to be giving out the 1st round pick to get and acquire Josh Anderson in their team to help them go deep in the playoffs. Because they have a lot of young guys on their team. They have Jack Hughes, who's young. They have all those young guys, Sharangovich, all those young studs. And they have even Simon Nemec and Luke Hughes that are coming in the next couple of seasons on the defense. So they have a lot of young guys. They have a lot of prospects. So why keep the 1st round picks? The Canadiens could end up trading Anderson to the Devils for maybe 2 1st round picks. You never know, because Josh Anderson still has a lot of time left on his contract. And why not try and get the 1st round pick this year and the 1st round pick next year? Gives them a lot a lot of flexibility on what to do with those picks. You can flip them for another trade, or you can keep them and draft some really good players, because you never know what the Devils are going to look like. Injuries come fast, all of that come fast, and all of a sudden next year you could end up with the Devils missing the playoffs and having a lottery pick. So definitely a thing that we need to look at. I think that the Devils could be a really solid trade partner for the Canadiens for the service of Josh Anderson. So yeah, definitely a big trade coming in the next couple of weeks for the Canadiens. Will it be Josh Anderson to the New Jersey Devils? Will it be somewhere else? Would it be Sean Monahan or Joel Edmondson going to the Edmonton Oilers? I know a lot of people were talking about Sean Monahan or Edmondson going to the Edmonton Oilers to help them out in their quest on making the playoffs. There's a lot of possibilities, but definitely I think that before January, mid-January, a trade is going to happen for the Montreal Canadiens, and it's going to be a big one. So yeah, let me know what you guys all think about this in the comments below. It's been your boy, Tropical Habs, and I'll see y'all later tonight for another video. Stay tuned, have a nice game, and bye-bye.